There was a big development here way back to about 40 years ago now on Danish Island, which is a 40-acre island just outside of Castletown. It was bought compulsory by the Department of the Marine to develop it into a fish-related industrial site at the time. It cost 4 million to put a bridge onto it and do whatever had to be done, put a pier onto it and all that, and there was nothing done then for about 30 years, I suppose. And to keep up with modern boats and landings and things got bigger, we thought it was time it was updated or done something about it. So we had a couple of meetings anyway, and people were shouting about it and it was getting nowhere. But I got talking to one of the fellas anyway, Mick Arpin was his name, and I said, there's no use in shouting, it'd be better if we put something in paper and send it to Dublin and might get headway that way. And that's what we did. And we employed a consultant engineering fellow from Cork to put it in paper because we hadn't the ability to do it or do what we wanted. And we spent a week with two fellas from Cork and they took all the notes. And I went back and drew out a plan that cost nearly £8,000 at the time. And we collected this money from the fishermen that they paid for it. We submitted it to the department and they accepted it, and they done their own study in to satisfy themselves, and that passed as well. And the job started in about the turn of the century. It cost 40 million euros in 3 phases. There was dredging to be done. The pier had to be made up or extended, and there was a whole lot of things had to be done. But anyway, we had meetings with the department people. They came down to try to liaise or sort out things with us anyway, and there'd be 30 or 40 at the meeting. And when you get that many people, everybody's looking for their own thing, and they said they could make no headway. So they asked us, would we have a meeting between ourselves and elect 2 or 3 or 4 people to represent the place, and it could make more headway that way. And that's what happened. And there was 2 people elected, Mick Arpin and I. Pat Murphy's my name. And we both had a lot of experience over the years. We were both fishermen. We went fishing after primary school. There was no college education at the time for us. But we met with the Department of the Marine officials as the job went on a monthly basis. And that went on for about 12 years. And there was some kind of cooperation then, because the department and the government were preaching that there should be cooperation between the local people and what should be done. But it came to the end anyway, and there was no facilities for small boats to land their fish. That's the inshore fleet. And there was some kind of steps there before, and they were taken away with the development. And anyway, we convinced them that we needed a landing facility for small boats. There'd be about 30 of them operating out of here. Prawn fishing, shrimp fishing, scallop fishing, gill netting, you name it. And we wanted it on the western end of the pier, which is the first point of entry. And we wanted a slipway there, which is the quickest way to land fish if you're in a hurry, and fish is a very perishable commodity. And with a slipway, it's used everywhere. So long as a van or a forklift could go down to take the few boxes off the boat, you didn't need derricks to put them out around. You could land in any stage at the tide. And they agreed with us, and they applied for planning permission for that facility and got it. And lo and behold, what they put there then was a floating pontoon with a gangway 75 foot long, which was totally unsuitable for the purpose for which they advertised for. And we objected to it in every way, and we might as well be wasting our time, right? Anyway, time went on, and we finally convinced them that we wanted a slipway, that it was necessary for the small boat. The whole fishing fleet of the country, 80% of them were inshore boats, and they employ about 80% of the people that's involved in the fishing industry. And we wanted that facility. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it should be there. So they agreed anyway that they put a slipway in, and now where they wanted to put it is way on the far side altogether, beyond the single lift, where spray painting is going on and sandblasting and all sorts of work, and we objected to that totally. They applied for planning permission, and I objected to it. Mick Arpin got so fed up with trying to talk to those people, and it was like talking right.